Hello everyone. For this video, we're gonna talk about email management for virtual assistants. So let's start. Now, ano ba yung email management? Of course, most of you na nakasali sa training na to have email addresses na. Now, email management is simply managing your emails, organize, prioritize, and para din ma-increase yung productivity. Kaya napaka-importante nito, lalo na pag nag-handle kayo ng client kasi unlike us dito sa Pilipinas no na ginagamit natin yung email for formal transactions, but in Western countries, lahat ng transaction nila usually talagang naka-email. They're using email address. Kaya napakadaming laman ng mga emails nila, like thousands of emails. Kaya it's very important na you will know how to manage an email kasi isa yun sa pinaka-importanting skill ng isang VA. So, why do we need email management? It will, of course, reduce stress, it saves time, and like I said earlier, mag-i-increase din ito ng productivity. So, let's go here. Ano ba yung mga skills na matututunan regarding sa email management? So, matutunan natin yung email organization, pag-organize, pagka-categorize, and then, time management kasi ipa-prioritize natin kung anong email yung unang re-replyan, yung huling re-replyan, then, troubleshoot email issues, collaborative email tools, automation, and integration. Now, when it comes sa email management tool, pinakasikat talaga is tong dalawa, Gmail and Microsoft Outlook. But for beginners, we will just focus on Gmail kasi ito talaga yung number one na ginagamit natin. And for job titles sa freelancers, pwede nyo gamitin yung email manager, administrator, coordinator, or strategist. Now, why email management matters? Yes, it's a primary communication channel. Like I've said, may mga clients din na prefer nila to keep things professional. Ayaw nilang gumamit ng mga communication tools like Slack or WhatsApp, Telegram. Ayaw nila nun kasi gusto nila na mag-set ng boundary and they keep it email only lang yung communication ninyo. Kaya may mga clients na ganun yung preference nila. And then, overloaded inbox lead to stress and efficiency. This is so true. 'Di ba nakakainis tingnan yung email na ang daming emails na hindi na open and hindi naka-label, hindi naka-categorize, parang bahay na sobrang gulo and ayaw natin 'yon. And then efficient email management sets you apart as a professional. It's true. Lalo na sa isang VA, kapag hindi ka marunong mag-manage ng isang email, how come na magiging VA ka kung hindi mo yun alam? Okay, so time-saving tips para sa pag-manage ng email. Kailangan mag-set kayo ng specific time within the day. Could be, it's up to you, once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. It could be early in the morning, midday or noontime, or evening. Early evening, late night. It's all up to you. Basta mag-set kayo ng specific email, how often. But I suggest no na you check your emails daily, on a daily basis. Kasi, lalo na pag may clients na kayo, may mga emails na marireceive ninyo na automatic request from them. Siguro may mga revision requests sila or may mga concerns sila kung bago pa kayo, may mga concerns sila regarding sa um, agreement, mga documents, mga ganun. And then second, you can also learn how to use email templates. Mamaya, i-discuss natin yan for common responses para hindi na kayo paulit-ulit ng type. And then, unsubscribe from irrelevant newsletters. This is so true, lalo na yung mga subscriptions from social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Always sila nagsisend ng mga email notifications. So, you can unsubscribe from those kind of emails. And then, employ keyboard shortcuts for efficiency. Keyboard shortcuts, napakarami ng keyboard shortcuts, and I think I will discuss this sa intermediate level. And since we are learning the basic beginner, so we will just skip this part for now. Okay, tools for efficient email management. Discuss ko na kanina yung Gmail at saka Microsoft Outlook, mga email automation, yung mga gumagawa ng mga email campaign, nagmamarket sila through emails. Example ng mga tools na ginagamit nila is ActiveCampaign, Mailchimp. Sobrang dami. Mag-type lang tayo sa Google, lalabas na lahat ng yon. Email scheduling apps, meron tayong Boomerang, Mixmax. And then CRM software for client relationship management. Kung gusto natin na makita kung saang part na sila ng marketing funnel, itong CRM advanced level skill na ito. Pero gusto ko lang makita ninyo kung ano yung iba't ibang example ng mga tools and purpose ng mga email tools. Okay, ano ba yung mga best practices for email security? Napakadaming nabibreach or nahahack ng mga account. Number one, make sure na naka 2FA, two-factor authentication na yung mga emails ninyo. It's either isang email din or via phone or via authenticator app na nagsisend sila ng mga code. Kaya make sure guys na naka two-factor authentication lahat ng email ninyo para may access pa rin kayo kahit papano. If there's someone na trying to hack your account, at least magna-notify yun sa phone ninyo, lalo na kung pinili niyo yung mobile authentication. And then, number two, be cautious with email attachments and links. Yes, yung mga phishing links. Magsisend, mag-a-act sila kunwari, lalo na yung mga regarding sa bank, di ba? May mga banks, nakikita natin sa social media na hahack yung account nila kasi may nare-receive silang email na parang legit na email pero hindi yun legit. Kaya be cautious pag-open ninyo ng mga links, pag-open ninyo ng mga files, kasi once na na-click ninyo yun, pwede nilang makuha yung mga information ninyo. Lalong-lalo na guys, remember, walang kahit anong platform na hihingi ng mga personal information ninyo. Kaya as much as possible, try your best to be alert sa pag-give out ng mga information. And then third, regularly update email client and antivirus software. Yes, yung mga computer ninyo kasi investment natin yun eh. Kung wala tayong mga ganyan, mga antivirus software, so ano yung protection na gagamitin ninyo? 'Di ba? So, it's very reasonable na mag-invest tayo sa mga antivirus software. But as a beginner, of course, hindi pa limited pa yung budget. But later on, pag nakapaghanap na kayo ng client, and then you decided na talaga to pursue freelancing, I suggest na you invest in antivirus softwares. And then number four, educate yourself and clients on email security. Yes, bakit kasama yung client? May mga clients na middle-aged na sila. And most of them, hindi nila alam yung mga two-factor authentication. Meron nga akong kliyente na hindi siya comfortable using mga payment channel, for example, PayPal, Wise, kasi too much information daw yung hinihingi sa kanya. Hindi siya comfortable na maglagay ng mga information na yun. Kaya, isa din yun sa responsibility ng VA to guide the client kung ano yung dapat gawin para ma-secure yung mga online accounts nila like email. And if meron na kayong direct access sa Gmail nila, kasi ipapa-manage nila yun sa inyo, assuming na ganun yung situation, make sure na you will inform the client. We will turn on or we will use two-factor authentication for security purpose. So, ganon. This time, we will talk about Gmail management. First, you have to open your own Gmail accounts. And you can do that if you are in your browser. You can do that by clicking this icon and then choose Gmail. Once na na-click nyo na yung Gmail, ito na yung lalabas. So, ito naman yung interface ng Gmail. And what you can see here, upper part, meron tayong search bar. So, kung may isa-search kayo ng mga emails, you can use keywords and then just write it here. Automatic na yun ipupull ng Gmail. The left side, we can compose an email. Ito din, mga different categories like inbox folder, sent folders. drafts, snoozed, starred, and then yung mga categories. Mamaya, you will learn how to create labels para ma-organize ninyo yung mga email nyo. So that's it for the left side panel, left side pane. And then, in the center, makikita ninyo yung lahat ng emails na na-receive ninyo. And then, makikita nyo din yung iba't ibang categories. Now, what I want you to do first is go sa settings, gamit tong cog icon, click ninyo yan, and then scroll down, makikita nyo yung density. Pag sinabing density, kung ano ka-dense spaces ng mga emails na gusto niyo makita sa mismong center ng Gmail. For example, ito naka-default siya. So, makita niyo yung mga email. Kung may mga attachment, makikita niyo din yung preview ng mga attachment. Gaya nitong example ng mga YouTube links na sinend ko using the changed date ng training. And then, if you're going to choose comfortable, napansin nyo na nawala na yung icons ng mga attachment. And then, pag sinabing compact, mas liliit pa siya. Mas madami kayong email na mababasa kung gusto nyo lang basahin yung subject ng email. But I prefer default. So, it's up to you kung ano yung preference ninyo. And then, let's go down sa theme. Pag sinabing theme, kung artsy kayo na tao, gusto nyong may decor yung email ninyo, you can always choose to change the background ng email. So, for example, this one, just picture. So, ayan, kita ninyo, automatic na nag-change yung background. You can also upload your own photo by clicking View All and then Upload Image. So, that's it for the theme. But I wanna use this one para hindi magulo whenever I record emails para sa inyo. So, I'll just use the plain one. So, for inbox type, ito yung mga priority emails. Gusto nyo bang makita yung mga important? Pag sinabing important, ito yung mga label na important. Ganyan. Pwede nyo yung lagyan ng important labels. So, default, mix na siya. Pag sinabing important first, ayan, kikita nyo, important first. So, yung important din ng mga email na naka-label yung lalabas sa upper part. And then, pag sinabi naman natin na starred, okay, pagpalagay natin, ito yung mga starred email. Pag sinabi naman natin starred, so yung starred naman yung lalabas first. So, unread first, unread, basically, yung hindi pa na-open ng mga email. So, again, pag sinabing inbox type, yung mga priority emails na gusto ninyo. But for me, just wanna use default. And then, ito din isa sa pinaka-importante. If you scroll down, makikita niyo yung reading pane. Ano ba yung reading pane? Kapag nag-open kayo ng email, isang email, ang mangyayari, for example, ito. Ang mangyayari, yung buong screen, yung makikita nyo lang is email, di ba? So, kiklik pa kayo, magbaback pa kayo. Ang reading pane, napaka-convenient niya kasi you have the option na makita itong inbox and at the same time yung email. For example, magsisplit yung screen. Ayan. Kita nyo ba? I-close ko muna tong setting ha. So, ayan. Pag click mo yung email na yan first, mababasa mo na siya sa right side, right pane, yung email. So, you don't have to, then pwede mo din i-adjust. So, you don't have to click back and forth, back, and then open, and then back. So, that's the purpose of reading pane. And pag sinabi ding reading pane, you have the option if you want it on the right side or, babalik tayo, below. Ito, nasa baba yung reading pane. So, it's all up to you kung ano yung preference ninyo. But for me, I usually use, or most of the time, I prefer this one, right of inbox. So, ito yung inbox, ito yung reading pane, yung email na clinic ninyo. So, for example, ito, ano lang, Grammarly notification email lang siya. So, I'll just delete this. Kasi hindi naman to importante. So, mas madali na lang siya, di ba? Kaysa kung walang reading pane, you have to go back and forth, open, and then balik naman sa inbox. Pero kung may reading pane, you can just read it on the right side of the panel or below the panel. Now, let's continue on how to organize email. So, imagine, ito kasi bagong email pa lang to, meron na siyang 14. Imagine if nag-handle na kayo ng client email, thousands, like thousands talaga. Once, may na-manage akong email na about 10,000 emails yung laman. Over 10,000 emails yung laman ng email niya. Sobrang dami talaga. So, how will you organize that? Now, I will show you how to bulk delete. I-delete yung mga hindi important. So, for example, itong Notion. Kasi, ano lang to subscription lang to First, all you have to do is to click, i-open nyo yung email, and then click unsubscribe. I-click nyo tong unsubscribe para hindi na kayo always makareceive ng ganong email. Then, lalabas yung prompt, change preference. Subscription kasi naka-on siya. Let's untick that and then click change preferences. So, once na unsubscribe na ninyo, okay, we'll just remove the reading pane para mas madali ninyong makita. So, again, to access that, click settings, scroll down, reading pane, and then no split. May iba naman na gusto lang nila yung plain and simple na no split na reading pane. So, it's all up to you talaga sa preference ninyo. Again, paano tayo mag-bulk delete? Gusto natin i-delete itong lahat ng Notion, email from Notion. All you have to do, go sa search box, type Notion, and then click enter. Lalabas na lahat ng email from Notion, and then itong pinakauna na box, click that one, and then kita ninyo na highlight na yung lahat ng email from Notion, and then delete. So, ayan. Then, conversation move to trash. Okay, so assuming na meron kayong na-delete na email, importanteng email na hindi dapat na-delete. So, if for example, ito, na-delete ninyo siya accidentally. Ayan, ganun ang nangyari. All you have to do is click undo. Itong sa baba, merong notification, click undo, and babalik na siya. Pero, what if na-delete nyo siya accidentally and wala na tong undo kasi ano lang to for a few seconds lang to tong undo. So, what if wala na yan? Now, saan nyo ba hahanapin yung na-delete na email? So, syempre, punta kayo sa trash. Okay, so once na nahanap niyo na yung email, kasi ito yun, change of date, you have to tick that, and then, click nyo itong icon na folder, and then may arrow sa right, move to inbox. So, pagdating nyo sa inbox, ayan na. Nakita nyo na siya ulit. So, that's how to retrieve accidentally deleted na email. This time, I'm going to teach you how to create labels. Pag sinabing labels, yun yung mga categories sa loob ng Gmail. And I will flash in your screen. Ito yung mga suggested na mga Gmail labels. So as you can see, yung suggested na Gmail labels, it's all up to you, all up to client din. But yung pinaka common na ginagamit is itong dalawa, based on urgency, based on department or category. Pag sinabing based on urgency, kung gaano ba katagal dapat replyan yung email. For example, first one, do now. Pag sinabing do now, it means today. You have to do this email today. Reply or respond to this email today. It's urgent. Do later, it can be weekly. Pwede din ito, gamitin natin tong daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. So, urgency, time. Okay? And then the second one, pag sinabing department or category, so for example, sa client, pwede nating i-label as marketing, finance, accounting. So, it all depends to you again. Pag sinabi namang personal, it can be health, bills, family. These are just examples na you can use on your own Gmail labels. Now, let's go back sa Gmail. So, paano ba gagawin yung gumawa ng label? Now, on the left side, kita nyo to, you have the word label. All you have to do is click the plus sign button and then lagyan natin siya ng new label. Okay, so example sa inyo, gawa tayo ng word na personal. So ayan, nakita nyo na sa left side na merong personal na nakalagay. Sa personal, click the ellipses, vertical ellipses, and then add sublabel. So, sublabel, pwede nating gawing health. Oh, let's just use the word finance. Personal ninyo to eh, finance. Finance or banking. Yung mga emails from bank. So, ayan, kita nyo guys, under sa personal, mayroon na tayong sublabel na banking or finance. And then, mag-add pa tayo ng isa. Same, dapat yung ellipsis is nasa personal. And then, click that one. Add sublabel. And then, pwede nating gamitin yung word na family. For example, may mga email kayo from your family, from your kids, from your husband. So, ayan, personal. And then, what else? Click na naman natin yung ellipses, add sublabel. Pwede din gamitin natin yung word na bills. Okay, so these are just example lang, guys. Knowing that this is your personal Gmail, so you can create those labels. And pwede nyo siyang i-retract using that arrow. Ayan. Oops, ayaw nyo mag-retract, guys. But you can retract that. Now, paano naman kung sa business or sa client? Again, click nyo naman itong label. Paano kung gagawa kayo ng main label and then sub-label na itong sa baba? Paano kung gagawa naman kayo ulit ng main labels? All you have to do is click again, plus sign, type nyo yung name ng main na label, pagpalagay natin client, and then mag-add tayo ng sub-label, assuming na meron kayong iba't ibang client from different platform. So, example, click ellipsis, and then example, client 1, yung emails from client 1. And then, make sure guys ha, na kung gagawa kayo ng sub-label, dapat yung ellipsis, kasi pareho silang may ellipsis eh. So, dapat yung ellipsis na gagamitin ninyo, yung vertical ellipsis, is nasa main label. Okay? And then, add sub-label, client number 2. So, I hope creating labels is clear. Now, paano tayo maglalagay ng email sa mga label sa mga email? So, for example, itong email na to, let's assume na ito si client number 1. So, tick the email, para makikita nyo yun, magha-highlight yung email na yun. And then, go here on this icon, labels, and then pili kayo ng label. So, client, assuming this is client number 1. And then, click apply. So, yan, kita nyo yung naka-gray out na parang box na maliit, client number 1. Also, guys, I forgot to say na pwede ninyong i-color code yung labels. For example, itong si client. Client number 1, pwede natin gumamit tayo ng color orange. Client number 2, pwedeng green. Sa personal, for me, isang color lang lahat yung personal ko eh. So, for example, blue. Ayan. Changing color on multiple labels. Label personal, only label personal, and label personal and its sub-labels. So, for me, gusto ko lahat ng nasa personal is blue, kasama yung mga sub-label. Kaya, we will choose the second option and then set color. Automatic, nagbo-blue, color blue lahat yung labels na yon. So, Example, itong email na ito is from personal. Again, tick. Make sure i-untick mo yung mga email na hindi kasali. Nakatick lang yung email na pipiliin ninyo. So, assuming na itong dalawa is personal, tick it first and then choose the label and then personal. Pwede din personal and banking kasi pwede namang multiple labels yung ilagay ninyo eh. So, assuming na that is personal and then bills, apply. So, automatic na kikita ninyo yan. So, kapag sa inbox, ganyan yung makikita ninyo. Once na na-label na ninyo lahat yung mga email, yung mga important emails, nakalagay na yung mga labels nila, you can choose to archive them. Pag sinabing archive, hindi sila i-delete. Nakasave sila pero hindi niyo siya makikita sa mismong inbox. For example, itong si client number 1, assuming na na-replyan mo na siya, na-send mo na yung request niya, tapos na to, email na to, and ayaw mo na siyang makita sa inbox, what you need to do, pero ayaw mo ding i-delete yung email, you just have to archive yung email na yon. Hindi siya madi-delete, naka-archive lang siya or naka-save lang siya. Imagine niyo guys na parang merong napakalaking cabinet na nandun lang lahat ng files na yon. Pero hindi siya naka-delete, nakatago lang siya. Okay? So, paano yun gagawin? Again, tick the email and then kita nyo tong icon na ito, nakalagay archive, click that one. So, ayun, na-archive na siya. So, for example, itong personal, tapos na din siya. Na-replyan nyo na. Tapos na ang email na to. You don't want to delete it. You just want to remove it sa inbox. Pero it's there. It's saved na somewhere sa Gmail. So, again, choose the email, tick them, and then click archive. So, paano nyo siya mahahanap? Kasi wala na siya sa inbox, di ba? Punta tayo sa left side. So, yung na-archive nyo na email from client number 1, example, click natin to, lalabas na yung email na, kasi naka-label na to, di ba? If i-open natin yan, ayan, naka-label na siya as client number 1. Okay? I hope that's clear. And for example, yung sa personal din, ayan ay nakalagay, to, nakalagay sa bills. Click nyo lang din yun. Automatic na din siyang lalabas dito. So, that's the purpose of organizing emails using labels and archiving them. Again, archive, hindi i-delete, nakasave lang siya, pero hindi nyo siya makikita sa inbox mismo. Okay? Now, there are different techniques kung paano mag-organize ng isang email. First technique na natutunan ninyo is to use labels and archiving. That's the first one. Pero may ibang client prefer nilang gumamit ng ito, stars or itong important na tag. Pag nag-click ka ng stars, there are different options. Pero kung hindi pa siya na-set, isa pa lang yung star sample. Now, how to add different stars? All you have to do, again, punta tayo sa settings. See all settings. And then, scroll down tayo. Once na nakita nyo to guys, stars, pwede tayong mamili kung ano yung mga stars na gusto natin. For me, let's just use 4 stars. Kasi pwede nyo piliin yung all stars, lahat ng stars na yan. So, pag click nyo yung 4 stars, ayan yung 4 icons na makikita ninyo. Yung yellow na star, blue star, and then yung green check, and yung red bang. Ayan, kita nyo yung may nakalabas na name. So, once na nakiklik ninyo yung 4 star, you can also choose all star. All depends on you and the client. Again, all depends on your preference. So, once na naklik nyo yung 4 star, scroll down, and then click Save Changes. Make sure na naklik ninyo to kasi pag hindi nyo yan naklik, wala din, hindi rin siya nasi-save. So, balik tayo sa main inbox. Again, this is the second type of organizing email, okay? Using stars. So, ayan, yellow star. First click, second click. Ayan, sa second click, naging blue star na siya. Third click, ayan, naging green check. Fourth click, naging red bang. Okay? Makikita nyo yung name ng star eh. Ayan o. Starred with red bang. So, assuming, ayan, red bang, ito yellow star, ito naman blue star, ito naman green check. So, ayan. So, may mga client prefer nila yung ganito. So, paano nyo hahanapin itong, kasi pwede nyo din yan i-archive eh. You can also choose to archive that. So, paano nyo siya hahanapin? Yung mga naka-red bang, naka-yellow star. So, dapat aware kayo sa mga name ha, ng mga star. Kasi hahanapin natin yan mamaya. So, assuming na naka-archive na yan. And then, meron pala ako nakalimutan. Gusto kong hanapin yung email na yon. How will you do that? All you have to do, go to your left side pane, and then click Starred. So, ayan, kita ninyo lahat yung mga may iba't ibang klase na stars na mga email. Now, gusto nyo lang makita is yung red bang lang na email. Kasi assuming na sobrang dami na nito, no? Mix and match na yung mga stars. What you have to do, go to search bar, type has, and then red bang. Kasi may mga name, 'di ba? May mga name yung mga email, ay mga stars, sorry. Para malaman niyo yung name ng star, all you have to do is hover the mouse on top of the star and then lalabas na tong little label, starred with green check. So malalaman niyo 'yan. Starred with blue star. Okay, so again, hahanapin natin yung email na may red bang na star. So, all you have to type has and then red bang, type enter, lalabas na yung email na yon. Okay, so that's how you organize emails using stars. Now, assuming na meron isang client na sobrang gulo niya or mayroong email na back and forth na yun, ayaw mo nang makinig sa kanya kasi ang gulo-gulo niya, assuming na ito yung client na yun. What you have to do is open the email, click the ellipsis, and then mute. Ayan. So, pag sinabing mute, di mo na siya makikita. Naka-mute na siya. Kung magsasend man siya ng email, di mo na rin yun makikita sa inbox mo. Kung sa Messenger pa, ito yung mga messages sa Facebook Messenger na naka-archive. So, sa Gmail, tawag doon is mute. Now, paano mo ba, now, gusto mo nang, like, after few weeks, after few days, na-realize mo, gusto kong mag-check kung anong respond ng customer na yon or ng client na yon. Again, sa search box again, type nyo lang mute. Ayan, label mute. So, lalabas na din yung naka-mute na email na minute ninyo. Now, how to unmute? Same, click ellipsis, unmute. So this time, papakita ko sa inyo kung paano mag-unsend ng email sa Gmail. For example, gumawa kayo ng isang email and na-realize ninyo, ay, may mali pala sa spelling or wrong pala yung grammar. Ganon. Or may dapat akong i-change. Pwede ba yung i-unsend? Yes, pwede po. Gamit yung undo option ng Gmail. So, paano ba siya isi-set? So, kung nakikita niyo itong example na kinompose ko na email, intentionally mali yung spelling, di ba? Hope you're doing fine. Mali yung grammar. You are doing fine. So, first, we have to go to settings, see all settings, and then scroll down. Hanapin niyo itong word na undo send. So, undo send, guys, I suggest lagay nyo na sa maximum 30 seconds para ma-edit nyo siya. Once na ma-send siya, meron pa kayong 30 seconds chance na i-edit yung na-send niyo na email. Okay? So, click 30 seconds. Again, once na na-click na yon, save changes. Ayan, nag-refresh. Okay, so meron tayong nagawa na draft email. So again, mali yung spelling, di ba? So, assuming na nasend natin siya accidentally, o make sure na i-click ninyo agad itong undo. Okay, undoing. Sending undone. So, kita nyo yun, guys. Hindi siya natuloy sa pag-send. Meron kayong 30 seconds, di ba? And then, that's your chance to change the spelling. Hope you are doing fine. Meron kayong 30 seconds to change the grammar, change the content, or even change the recipient. Now, pag sinabing recipient, i-expand natin tong email composer. Pag sinabing recipient, kung kanino masisend yung email. So, you already know how to undo the email, right? Kapag may namali kayong na-type or na-attach, meron kayong chance na i-edit yung email na yon using undo option. This time, paano tayo mag-a-add ng recipient? So, again, of course, merong two, yung main na receiver ng email, and we have CC and BCC. Ano ba itong dalawang to? Ang difference lang nila is if you want to add recipient, pwede kang mag-add dito ng recipient. So, I don't know, just gawa-gawa na lang ako ng email, sample at gmail.com. So, ayan, existing pala yung sample at gmail.com. Sino kaya may-ari niyan? So, mag-add ng additional recipient sa CC, ilagay yung emails nila. Okay? And then, itong BCC is if you don't want, gusto nyong itago yung identity, naka-hide yung identity ng ibang sisendan nyo. For example, this is a group email. So, yung ibang kasama dyan, matatago na yung name nila. Example ng okay, sample at gmail.com. Papakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung appearance pag ginamit yung BCC. So, kapag ginamit niyo yung BCC, it will look like this. Gaya ng sinend ko sa inyo na email. Yan, kita niyo yung author ng email. Yung email ko din. And yung mga, kasi marami kayo, di ba? So, gusto kong i-hide yung mga email address ninyo. Kaya walang nakalabas dyan ng mga email. Pero na-receive ninyo lahat yung nasend na email from Revista. Pero nakatago yung ibang email address ng mga taong sinendan ko nun. Kasi marami kayo, less than 100, more or less. So, paano yun nangyari? Kasi ginamit natin yung BCC option. Okay? So, if you want to hide identity sa mga sisendan ninyo, gamitin nyo yung BCC. Kung gusto nyo lang mag-add ng recipient, usually yung mga client gusto nila copy ng mga email na sinend ninyo sa partners nila o sa customers nila, pwede nyo lang isisi sila kasi okay lang naman yun eh. So again, if you wanna hide recipients, their names and their emails, use BCC. This time, I will teach you how to create scheduled email. Pag sinabing scheduled email, ibig sabihin nakaschedule na yung email, pwede siyang isend gagawin siya today, pero nakaschedule siya isend in the future. So, paano yun gagawin? Make sure na meron na kayong subject ng email, and then, syempre, yung wording, yung content ng email na yun. And then, click dito sa baba, hover your mouse, hindi sa send, but dito sa arrow na ito, more send options, and then schedule send. Pagpalagay natin, gusto natin siyang isend tomorrow, November 19, 8 a.m. But, pwede din this afternoon, Monday morning. It's all up to you. Pero kung may specific date ka na kailan mo lang gustong isend ang email na yon, kunwari, aalis, travel ka tomorrow, and dapat may isend ka na email by Monday, uuwi ka pa ng Friday. So, all you have to do is click this, pick date, and then, again, assuming na travel ka today, uuwi ka by Friday, pero meron kang isesend na email by Monday. So, i-click mo lang yung date and then yung time na prefer mo. So, let's say 8 a.m. So, ayan. After makapili ng date and time, schedule send. Ayan. On the left side, makikita ninyo itong scheduled send. Ayan. Open the email. So, scheduled send para kay, ayan, yung email na sasendan. And then, yung email mismo. Pwede din, guys, na kung kunwari ayaw nyo na siyang ipagpatuloy na isend, you can just click delete. Okay? So, hindi na din nyo masisend. That's how you create scheduled email. So this time, I will show you paano gumawa ng email templates. Email templates, napaka-importante para makapag-save ng time, lalo na kung same lang naman yung response natin. So, for example, meron kayong business, nagbebenta kayo ng mga products, and nag-send sa inyo yung 10 customer ng positive feedback. So, syempre, positive feedback, same lang din yung response natin sa kanila. Kung magta-type kayo na magta-type, that is very time consuming kasi 10 sila and same lang naman yung message. Now, how to do that? First, you have to create your email. So, dapat nakagawa na kayo ng email. So, ayan, yung subject na pinili ko, we appreciate you. And then, yung content ng email, thank you for your feedback, blah, blah, blah. Now, first, after you do that, second thing is you have to turn on yung templates. Saan ba siya mahahanap? You have to go to settings, see all settings, and then click this part, advanced, and pag nakita nyo na to, templates, click enable. So once save changes, okay, so once na na-save na yung changes na yun, etong part na to, collapse muna natin siya, exit muna natin yung full screen, and then refresh. Para mag-apply yung settings. So, once na nandyan na siya, click naman natin yung full screen. Click nyo tong ellipsis ng more options. And then, templates, save draft as template. Okay? And then, save as a new template. So, pwede natin siyang lagyan, feedback, response. Positive feedback. Kasi meron din namang negative feedback. Para mas specific. So, positive feedback response. So, let's see. Again, try natin kung gagana siya. Compose to send natin yung email ng customer. And then, i-click natin tong more options. Let's expand. More options, templates. And ayan, nakita nyo guys, yung sinave natin kanina. Pag click nyo yan, automatic nang lalabas yung nakasave na template. Okay? So, I hope you will utilize this feature. Now, meron ding option or feature si Gmail na for example, magbabakasyon kayo ng medyo matagal-tagal. Example, 1 month. And, syempre, may magsasend sa iyo ng email, hindi ba? So, how to turn on the vacation responder? Again, settings. See all settings. And then, scroll all the way to the bottom, makikita niyo itong vacation responder. So, you have an option to turn it off and turn it on. And of course, we will turn it on kasi nga magbabakasyon tayo. So, assuming nagbabakasyon kayo December 15 up until, or okay, you can also use last day, up until January 2nd kasi holiday na eh. So, ayan, meron tayong subject. Make sure na naka-ready na din. Once na nagawa na yan, yung subject and then yung email, you can also choose na isend lang itong email na to sa mga tao na nasa contacts mo or sa lahat na mag-email sa iyo. Kung gusto mo naman na lahat na mag-email sa iyo masend to, so wag mo nang i-tick yan kasi ito is exclusive for contacts mo lang. And ako, hindi ako masyado gumagamit ng contacts. So, save changes. So, ayan. Pero, ayan. So, once na naka-save changes na yon, actually, may lalabas dito na information na you're currently on vacation. Let's try to pakita ko sa inyo para lumabas yung change natin yung date. Date now is 18. So, change natin yung date para makita niyo yung sinasabi ko. Ayan. So, vacation time. So, lalabas yan every time na mag-open kayo ng email. If you want to end it, then you can also end it now. Click end now. And automatic na siyang nag-end. Hindi na yun magpapatuloy. But if you want to make sure, again, go to settings. And then, tick turn off. Ay, kasi na-click na natin kanina, di ba, yung icon. So, responder off, and then save changes. So, off na siya. But if you want to turn it on, again, just change the date, change the message, the subject, email. I hope that's clear.